Yesterday, Ram debuted the brand new refreshed 2025 Ram 1500s. And let's just go ahead and say it.
He did it again! He did it again! He did it again!
Although the V8 is gone, Stellantis seems to be kind of excited about their new SST, which is straight six turbo. We'll see how it goes. And there's a lot to cover with this refreshed Ram half ton. So let's go through this pretty quickly, and then I want to give you guys some takeaways, some things to think about if you are looking to potentially either order or purchase this new Ram. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the powertrains. Now, starting off, the 3.6 liter Pentastar with e-torque is still available. It's going to be the standard engine, and nothing has changed. And if you don't know, that e-torque system is basically a mild hybrid system. It uses a generator in place of an alternator, and it gives it supplemental power. But the first engine, which I dub the standard output 3 liter Hurricane, is going to be the entry-level engine, probably for like the higher trim levels. Now, this engine is going to have 420 horsepower, 469 pound-feet of torque. So it has great power output. It definitely has more power compared to the 5.7 liter with e-torque that it replaces. But it doesn't just stop there. The high output 3 liter is going to put out 540 horsepower, 521 pound-feet of torque. All engines will be mated to the 8-speed torque flight transmission, with actual ratios being 321, 355, and 392. I'm willing to bet you that the entry-level engine is probably going to have the 355. Sometimes the higher output engines have 355 as well. And then that standard output inline 6 is going to have probably the 392 for max tow, or 321 for better fuel economy. In Q3 of 2024, a new Ram 1500 RHO will join the lineup, and it's going to be rocking the new high output Hurricane engine, and Ram REV, which is Ram Electric Vehicle, is expected to hit in the fourth quarter of next year. When you thought that Ram wouldn't be able to outdo themselves from 2019, because personally I think the Ram Limited is to this day one of the best luxury pickups, Ram decided it wasn't enough. They decided that they had to outdo themselves in the refresh, which is crazy. They added this ultra luxury trim dubbed the Tungsten. And I just watched some of the rolling footage earlier this morning, and I was shocked. I really think that this truck is going to really bring in a whole new level of buyers, because we all know this is probably a 6-figure trim level. And I think Ram knows, and they're trying to become that higher end, higher priced truck based off of what I've seen the last few years. But let's kind of go through some of the trim levels that you probably know are still there, but I want to just kind of call them out. Tradesman is still the entry-level work truck model. You also have the Bighorn or Lone Star, depending on where you live at in the country. Laramie, Limited Longhorn, and Limited. Also, some of the updates on this refreshed Ram include an improved 12-inch touchscreen with higher resolution. Also, a new 14.5-inch reconfigurable touchscreen, which is class leading. Segment first 10-inch passenger screen, which you've seen on the Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer. Active driving assist, which is a level 2 automated driving capability, and hands-free driving assist, which is a level 2 plus. So that's hands off at all speeds and lane centering on approved roadways. They also are going to be adding an onboard power inverter, and it's kind of what you've seen on the Ford truck. So it's going to give you 1.8 kilowatts with 2 covered outlets located inside the bed, and that's going to be available on the 3 liter Hurricane engine. Now, the Harman Kardon sound system has always been a good sound system, but now Ram is adding a Klipsch Premier sound system, which Ram dubs Ultra Premium system, that has best in class 1228 watts, 23 speakers, including a 12-inch subwoofer and 2 titanium dome tweeters. The new Ram 1500 Tungsten model gives what Stellantis calls an ultra premium experience while staying true to the hardworking nature of Ram 1500s, whatever that means. Because $100,000 truck, no one's working with that. By the way, the all-new Ram 1500 Tungsten includes an all-new power tailgate, a premium LED taillight design, and a contemporary Ram badge. Tungsten's Indigo Sea salt interior includes new platinum patina semi-bright dual textured metal accents featuring diamond knurling, suede wrap headliner, A and B pillars, and visors. Also heated and ventilated premium quilted Natura Plus leather driver and front passenger seats with 24-way power, including memory settings and a massage function, power lumbar support, and 4-way powered headrest. What? Powered headrest? Like I said, 6-figure truck. But enough about the Tungsten. Let's talk about the other trim levels, starting off with the Bighorn and Lone Star. They're going to be receiving a new gridiron paint with laser etching decorative trim. Laramie features new trim accents and introduces a new optional bison brown and sea salt gray two-tone interior in addition to the standard black interior. Rebel features a new red and black ombre mesh insert material on the standard cloth vinyl seats. Limited Longhorn features the new Barnwood, and Longhorn is exclusively available with all the new bison brown monochromatic interior and massaging front seats. Limited will feature a new black ebony open pore real wood and features a new optional black and ebony red interior color packaged for a dramatic two-tone effect and massaging front seats. So yeah, whether you love Ram, whether you hate Ram, whether you're kind of in the middle, it's pretty safe to say that this is probably going to be a very, very important truck in the marketplace. And I can see GM probably within a year or two redesigning. I can see even Ford adding some updates to their pickups because Ram's coming in strong. Now, some of my takeaways I have, let's kind of go through these. Now, this one's not on my list actually, but I'm glad that they did not offer the inline 6 powertrains for 2024, because if you could care less about the new truck, right now is a perfect time to buy a Ram because they're discounting the heck out of them. And personally, I think that the 5.7, despite it having MDS, is still one of the best options. Like I actually have one now. My wife's Wagoneer has a 5.7. Great engine. We get like 20 miles a gallon on the highway running 80 miles an hour. And that is pretty close to what it's actually getting. So I think that engine and that powertrain is phenomenal. Also, I wish they would have continued it for 2024. Since this 2025 model year is going to come out in 2024, they should have ran the 5.7 for that year. And I don't know why manufacturers feel like they have to just go cold turkey with stuff. Just run the engine for at least a year and then kill it off, because some people would want that burly V8 in these newer models. Now, my first takeaway is this: Ram is clearly trying to become the most luxurious and well-optioned pickup in the market. I think the Tungsten is really Ram's way of trying to create a new type of buyer. I don't think that a lot of truck buyers care that much about luxury, but there are people who do like the Mercedes-Benz SUVs, or maybe they're going from a car to an SUV and they've had SUVs for years or maybe a decade, and now they're looking to get something different. And I think the Ram 1500 Tungsten is going to be that market because it literally is a Grand Wagoneer. Like, it has a lot of cool features. Like I said earlier, it has power headrests. Like, what truck needs that? But for Ram, this is their way of trying to create that new customer, and that customer brand is good for the entire brand because of the type of culture that they bring. But nevertheless, my second point is they managed to make the exterior have a contemporary yet buff appearance, which is pretty much hard to do on a refresh. I think that when I first saw some of the pictures of the 2025 Ram half-ton, I actually thought it was a redesign as I was looking at it, because the Tungsten definitely has more of a different flair, like the fog lights, the grille. It's just a really nice contemporary style, but it does look buff. And I really think that Ram brought their A game with really redesigning the headlights, the tail lights, and just adding nice features, new wheels, things like that. They just did a great job. And that's hard to do with the refresh because obviously this is like the interim for the next big truck. And they've done a lot of big things on this setup here. The next one is they are taking great features from the competition and adding segment first features that really set them apart. That's a big one there because you guys saw the 1.7, 1.8 kilowatt in the bed. Like, that's huge because, you know, some people do camp or some people do use their trucks to do some work on a work site, and it's nice to have those types of features. And then this is a small one, but having that screen on the passenger side when you're driving down the highway, you know where you're going, but you need a specific address. Your spouse can go ahead and put the address in there and boom, you don't have to pull over. You're not doing something that could potentially get you in an accident. I love that they do that. And last but certainly not least, Ram does not truly care about pricing right now, especially when you consider the Tungsten. Like, we can all bet that that truck's gonna start over 90 grand, and it won't surprise me if it tops close to $100,000 once you add all the extra little options that you can do on that pickup truck. But at the end of the day, as I said earlier, Ram is definitely trying to create a new type of buyer, like especially those like top elite people. Like, that's who they're going after, and they do it the best. Like, I don't think that Ford and even GM's interiors can match this Tungsten currently. I mean, even the Ram that's currently out right now with the Limited, in my opinion, is still pretty much at the top of the list when it comes down to premium materials and just overall styling. And they made the screens bigger, they added an additional screen, and they just make this truck just look that more masculine and contemporary at the same time. But we have to wait and see how this truck plays out, because like I said, even though people are going to be complaining about the pricing, there's a premium buyer coming who can afford that truck.